get up here. Let's show everybody who you are. There we are. Oh my goodness, we got to move that phone over just a little bit. Okay, hang on. Yeah, let's move that one over just a little bit. All right, you stay right here. Can you not fall off? Because we've had a couple tragedies today. Hang on, let's get Facebook all set up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You almost did it again there, little pooch. Why don't you just lay down and relax? Let's tell people what you did today. Do you want to tell people what you did today? Do you want to say how you almost expired yourself? Oh, she's a survivor. We had a close one. We're going to get into it in a minute. You know what she smells like? Like she got a fresh bath. You know why? Oh, let me put her down so I can see comments. Come here. You get on your bed. Take a little nap and you can pop back up here. Hang on, let me get myself too. What a day. I will get into it in 1 second. I'm not trying to leave a cliffhanger. This is not April Fool's. This is a life in the puppy training stage. And we almost had a family of 4 again. Whoa. Let me see here. Let me just get the comments real quick. 1 second. Sorry about the unprofessionalism. All right. Hello all. Hello all. Boom. Let's make sure it pops up right there. Boom. There we go. Now we can communicate if you want to. Let me crack a beer. Let her work on her boom. Okay. I'm going to wait till a couple people come in and then we will start chit-chatting. Cheers, everybody. Happy Mondays. Hope nobody has the Monday blues. This was almost, I guess what we would have said here is, well, the show would have went on. It just would have went on without Dolly. You're asking what happened. Well, she slept through the night. I got up at 5:30, took her potty, and then started doing work down here, and she slept right next to me. And she slept in her kennel all night. Penelope gets the bed. And we bonded as a family today. We did. Even Penelope was scared. She's the one who showed me where she was. So on my property, I have a pond right out front. It's fenced off with deer fence. It's got a lot of shrubs around it so you can't see it. It's got gates. It's got little bells on the gates. Yeah, that's where this story's going. And how do you even say this? So I went outside and we let her go potty because she's potty training. And then my wife was up and the other 2 came and laid out here. So I'm like, okay, they need a break from their sister. I get it. And with that break, somewhere in the confusion, I thought she was upstairs with my wife. My wife was working on orders from, hang on, let me lift up the camera. I don't like this camera. There we go. Hang on, let me get you guys over on Facebook. There we go. Okay. Back to story time. Wow. Compliments to the brewery already. So, I thought she was upstairs with my wife, and the other 2 were down here. And, bro, I'm the first comment. Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. So, I believe she was with my wife. For 10 minutes, she was outside, locked outside. Hi, I'm new. Hey, welcome. Tonight's just going to be about bulldogs and just bulldogs, and we almost lost my baby bulldog today. It was crazy. She fell in the pond. We got a pond out there. It's deer fence. Now, I went to Home Depot. Penelope, my 3-year-old, fell in and my wife jumped in. This dog, we didn't even know was out there. I thought My wife thought she was down here with me and the other two dogs. I thought she was upstairs just hanging out with Mom. And then my wife came down and says, "Where's the dog?" And I'm like, "Well, here's my two. Where are yours?" And she goes, so we start running around the house looking for this thing, thinking that, okay, she grabbed a shoe and got under the couch, or, you know, just hiding, just into mischievous things. We're zooming around the house. We can't find her. She goes, "Is she outside?" And I said, "It would be impossible. Like, we closed the garage. All three of them were in." I thought. I opened the garage, and there's Dolly. And it's raining outside, so she was covered in mud. It looked like she would have played in a puddle. And I'm like, it's not raining that hard. That's weird. And she ran inside, and she was shaking, and we went to go grab her, and all the skin and everything, it was just mud. It was soot. And it had moss in it. And my wife's like, "She fell in the pond." I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "There's no way she could fall in that pond and live." A, she doesn't know how to swim. B, it's a bulldog. They got dense bones. When we do put them in water, they do like water. I put a life vest on them, right? Our pond's 5 feet deep. You guys hear the frogs out there all the time, right? So I'm like, I didn't think she can get. We have deer fence around it, which is a triangle about that big, right? You know, just a regular triangle about that big. Next week, she won't even be able to fit through it. Today, it was like Winnie the Pooh. She got stuck by her ribs, got in. For some reason, I looked on my cameras. We saw her running back and forth because she was locked out. And then she went exploring. She went into the pond. There's a big heart shape where the moss is, where she did a circle. She swam a whole lap around the pond. I have video of it. And so we bring her in. We immediately start washing her in the sink. My wife is you know, I mean, it's real. It's a real thing. We could have lost a dog. We wouldn't even known. Penelope, my 3-year-old bulldog, ran straight to where and started sniffing right where she went through the fence, and then started barking. So I knew where she went through. I opened the fence, and then you could see where she did a circle and got back out. The water's down that much. So how she got the strength to get out of that, it was divine intervention, boys and girls. It was. And we almost lost our brand new bulldog. I was sitting here. Hey, thank you for subbing, man. I was sitting here just editing a video of me and her going on our weekend trip down to San Diego and getting my first time grunion hunting, and had the time of our lives. Just me and her in my camper. And life can change like that. That's all I could say. And this dog is meant to be here. Now, you say, did you take her to the vet? Secondary drowning. People, I'm a scuba diver. I'm a dive master. I've seen people die 2 hours later after they drowned because they swallowed water. But they came up and they were talking and they were fine, and they drive home and then they sit in their, you could sit in your lounge chair and die 2 hours later and not even know it. You fall asleep and you drown with the fluid in your lungs. It's a real thing. So I get out the little nurse things, you know, the things you can put on their lungs and hear. There was no water in there, in my opinion. Now, should we rushed her to the vet and made her throw up? I don't know how long she was in there. There was 11 minutes that we had no idea where she was. When I opened that door, she was standing at the door. And her sister was there to greet her. And her sister hasn't left her side all day. So talk about a bonding experience. A sister that didn't like her. When I brought her home, they kind of liked each other, but not really. This solidified it. Penelope has not left her side. Even when we were giving her a bath, she sat right at the bottom of mine and my wife's feet, right in the sink area. We got the blower out. Oh, it's amazing how quick a little child can have that happen. And I didn't even think about it. So she's not even unsupervised. That's the craziest part to this is sometimes two older bulldogs need to take a break from her, so they come out here. So then I lock her in there with my wife, and vice versa. Like right now, she's laying out here. Both of them are enjoying time with their mom in there. After the show, they just played for. She's about to fall asleep, so I'm gonna let her give me about 5 minutes, and then she'll come lay up here for the rest of the show. The dream of my Deckhand Dolly becoming famous was almost extinguished. And now I know that dog, A, knows how to swim. Okay? I know it's not funny. That dog knows how to swim. And for her to survive, it wasn't us. I would like to say we rushed out there, jumped in the pond, pulled her out. No. She got herself in the mess. She got herself out of the mess. I got cameras out there, so I'm going to start watching them. We were paying attention to her all day. I was going to make her throw up everything in her stomach, but then when I listened to her lungs and didn't hear any water in there, or fluid, sorry, not water. Now, what's in that pond? I don't know. I mean, it's a pond. Once in a while we buy fish that eat the larvae of mosquitoes, those little tadpole fish. Other than that, it's a pond. I mean, and she survived. It's not a laughing matter, but it almost was a tragic Monday for us, man. Achievement at Christmas. I just had the time of my life. My wife even said, it's kind of fun that you have somebody to go down and do your trips with, right? And I said, yeah, she was perfect. She sat in the car for 9 hours just having fun with me and then laying down and sleeping, and then we went to In-N-Out and maybe I gave her a couple fries, maybe I didn't. And this dream of my bulldog going on trips with me, whew, it's still a go. But it was I look at it as it's a life lesson. She's meant to be here. Because there's no way the size of that pond, the depth of that pond, this breed of dog, I'm not talking a Labrador, I'm talking an English Bulldog, they don't know how to swim. She's only 9 weeks old. She definitely doesn't know how to swim. It's 5 feet deep. Comes up to here. And she did a whole circle around it. You can see the moss, because the moss is all growing on it, right? You can see the moss. And then there's a lip on it this big to get out, because I drained it a little bit for the storms that are coming. So she had to get her paws up there and pull. Maybe bulldogs, they have tons of upper body strength. Skinny little back legs, muscles in the front. Deckhand Dolly's meant to be. It's a green light from the higher power, in my opinion. And then you just imagine what parents go through that take their kids' eyes off kids for 2 seconds and find them dead in the pool. I had pools all growing up. I was swimming before I could walk. My dad made sure of it, just for incidents like this. In the 70s, they didn't have to have a fence around the pool. This has a deer fence. Most dogs and animals cannot get in there. When they're this size, they can. This is probably the last week, but it doesn't matter. I'm meshing it all up around it. And we're just going to go on with life, I guess. I mean, you can't. In my brain, this dog is built to be here with us. You want to come up here? Okay, you can come up here and sleep. Come on up here, you star. Come on, just lay down. Good girl. I got you. Now what she did is she was shaking. She was shaking for about 2 hours. She sat on her mom's lap in there. Penelope sat right next to her, wouldn't leave the side of her. Thank you, Anthony. She's breathing normal. I guess she's got her first round of parvo shots in her. I don't know if I don't know where you get parvo from. It's kind of a. I know you're not supposed to take. Okay, Justin, we almost lost her today, bro. I was gonna call you, but it's been a very hectic day. She fell in our pond. She got through the deer fence. She doesn't even fit, but she fit. And I thought she was inside with my wife when she was doing orders for the website. And I had my other 2 bulldogs down here. And when they're down here, they don't want to be around their sister in the morning because she's so active. Cheers, Anthony. I'm gonna reset. The guy that sold me the dog is just popped on. So, Justin, I'm gonna give you a call after the show. She's completely fine. Let your wife know. Hashtag not very good parenting on my behalf. We haven't had this dog left anybody's side since we've gotten her because we're potty training. And it just takes, well, it was 11 minutes, so I can't say it was a second. But I just took for granted. And I was editing today my trip down there and her getting grunions and the grunion run. And I was having the time of my life. And then I knew we were going to go to work, me and her. Getting her used to the kennel, getting her used to leashes, getting her used to all this, and she survived. Hey, Justin, by the way, you breeded a dog that knows how to swim. I don't know how. My pond is 5 feet deep, and you could see in the moss where she swam around. I'll send you a video. And when I opened that garage door, because me and my wife were looking frantically for her, I really thought she had a shoe under her bed. That's her new thing. If she gets something that she's not supposed to have. How you doing, Rylan? Rylan, you raised a real good dog here. She swam without a wetsuit or whatever you call those things, life vest. I wanted to get her used to the water because she's going to swim with me when I go on the dive boats, when I take her. I'm going to do videos and I'll be underwater with my scuba gear on with the GoPro, and she'll just be kicking around, and I'll have a kid with her swimming. If a shark comes in, I'll take on the shark. The sharks ain't going to eat my dog. And when I opened that garage door and she came running in, and we grabbed her, and she was full of moss and mud, and my wife instantly knew. She went in the pond. I'm like, no way, she can't get in there. And then we went into dad mode, and she went into mom mode, and wow, survivor. I got a survivor is what I got. I got a dog that's not going to give up. What I mean by that is, and I would never test any animal like this. But we now know, A, she knows how to swim. B, she has enough strength to pull herself out even in a panic situation. It's the same way with diving. A lot of people expire when they're diving because one thing goes wrong underwater and they don't pull their weights. If you pull your weights, you're going to go up in my ear because you have a wetsuit on. Yeah, there's nothing in her lungs. There's no fluid in her lungs. She's calm now. She's been playing with the other dogs. She bonded with her sister like nobody's business. Penelope knew right what hole in the deer fence that she went through. She went and started sniffing in the triangle and then started barking. And then I opened the gate. The gate's not open. It's closed with a lock, so I had to unlock it. And I looked at the pond, and you could see that something messed around with the pond. And yeah. She just had about 2 hours of playing with the brother and sister. They are not growling at each other anymore. She doesn't care. This one doesn't care. The other two. And her sister hasn't left her side all day since that happened. And to me, that just shows we are solidified as a family. And even when you think you're doing the best job training and raising an animal, a kid, we call these our kids, things can happen. Life could change just like that. I just had one of the greatest weekends with her. We bonded like nobody's business. And we survived, both of us. Anyway. Steel Tongue Bulldogs, yeah. Island. Okay. But on with the show. On with the show. Onward and upward with the show. So, she's doing fine. And she just farted, and it kind of smells like the pond. And it also smells like Corralitas beef jerky. I did give her a couple pieces. Whew. Hang on. Ugh. Anyway, so that's how my day went. Tomorrow you can expect a video. I'm going to do the... Yeah, she's about to snore. Yeah. When they're small like this, they don't snore as loud, but I have two. I have one that sleeps, Penelope sleeps in bed with us, and she snores. They fart a lot. It's just the way they're built. And believe it or not, me and my wife don't snore unless I'm super drunk. Then I snore, but normally I don't snore. And we went from 2 people not snoring to 2 bulldogs that absolutely snore. We had one for 11.5 years, King Louie, and he snored up a storm. And she'll be a snorer, I'm pretty sure. I'm just listening. I already listened to her lungs, but I'm listening. Now, we could have rushed her to the vet, and we didn't have to. So, Rylan, you did a good job, whatever you did when she was at your house. Justin, you raised a real champion. That's all I can say. I don't know how she survived. I don't. For dogs that don't know how to swim and they have dense bones. Well, Justin did say her mom loves, Justin has a pool and loves to swim, so I guess that's it. I hope she's not afraid of the water now, because we're going to get her back in the water as soon as I can with a life vest, with the proper training. Yeah, I mean, man, both the male and female, Justin's 2 dogs, Pancake and sorry, I'm drawing a blank on your son's name. I know, I mean your bulldog son. Monster, no, not Monster. Buster, no. Anyway. Whew, let's just shake it off. Or chalk it up for an experience that didn't need to happen, but happened. The fence will be fixed tomorrow. She will not go outside unsupervised. I don't think she'll even go around that. Yes, Bob, you're absolutely right. Yes. My oldest bulldog is water trained. Penelope did fall in the lake, or sorry, not the lake, the pond. But my wife was out there with her. She took her eyes off her, but she heard the splash, and she jumped in the pond and saved Penelope. Penelope wouldn't have done this. This dog's, listen, Penelope, she's inside, so she can't hear me, but this dog's stronger than Penelope. This dog is built to survive. And she found herself a beautiful family. And it's all because of your saltwater guide. Me watching Justin and Rylan last year pull in over 2,000 lobsters hoop netting. Anyway, Bob, yes, I'm going to take her. My buddy that owns a dive shop here, I go diving with him all the time on the opener. And both my real kid, or these are my real kids, but both my human kids, I took them there to the aquatic center where they learn how to, it's warm water, they got a big step, they got the tools. Maybe I'll get her some floaties. Or I don't know, maybe she doesn't need floaties. But it's all, you gotta do this when they're young, especially with bulldogs. They're OCD, they're stuck in their rituals, and if you don't do it, they're stubborn as hell, and if you don't do it when they're young and they're full of life, then they just won't do it. Our first bulldog, me trying to train him how to walk, he was this size, and we're living in the beach village, and I would take him on walks, and he would just sit down, and he wouldn't move. I'm like, Louie, come on. And then I bought him the choke collar with the little spikes. So this will help. That didn't help. That doesn't look good with a big bald guy with tattoos pulling his dog, dragging his dog. Dog just lays down. That was Louie. That's how I fell in love with this breed. They don't put up with anything that they don't want to do. She's an explorer. For some reason, well, me and my wife we know the reason in our brains, but she's meant to be here. She's meant to be here. She survived. I did a half an hour just droning on it, so, yeah, thank you, Bob. Yes, we do have that little, I bought the plastic pools for the dogs when it gets super hot here. They go sit in it, we put our feet in it, and they just lay down in it type thing. There's one that now we bought, and it's like a collapsible one. It's the same size, and you can just put the water in and out of it. But you're absolutely right. I'm gonna start doing that with her. I know she knows how to swim. I mean, that's 5 feet deep. When you see the video, you'll see the outline of where she swam. You can see where she fell in. She came back up, because then the moss starts. It's just a track, and it looks like a heart. It does. It's actually kind of amazing in a weird, sick way. And I could be sitting here. My show would have went on. I would have had to explain to you that I'm the most terrible parent out there. But now, okay, I made a mistake. Narcissists don't admit that, Emily, but who am I to tell you? You seem to know everything. Cheers. Oh, the beer is extra special tonight. Now, I'm only sticking to 2 beers still, 1 edible. That hasn't changed. And I was having such a great time this morning just watching all the videos, because I'm editing, right? And I have about 8 hours of videos of just, here's how yesterday went, just so I can get back to yesterday. I got a half an hour to talk about it. We talked about it last night. Tomorrow you'll actually see it. I'm a person that can explain it with videos in a minute and give that, and you're going to understand what I'm saying, because my ADHD right now, it just makes me go back and forth, and whenever I hear a noise or something, or I see something, or I get it just throws my story way off. But 50 to 60,000 views per video is not bad when I can do that. Anthony, I am so sorry. I can't read. You're on my phone. I'm on YouTube too. And I'm not asking you to go to YouTube, but it's so far away. And I'm 54. My eyesight's, and I could wear glasses, but I don't know where they're at. Here, I'll try reading that. I don't want to move too much. Yeah. Okay. I think it says, do I want to take her diving with me? Yes. I would love to take her diving with me. I do not know what the pressure would do to when you go down. If you're down every 30 feet, you're at a different atmosphere. Now it doesn't affect me. Going down, you can go down fast as you want, but coming back up, you do have to come back up slowly. You have to come back up 1 second per foot. If you're coming up faster than your bubbles, you're gonna blow out organs. You're gonna get you could get the bends. Maybe nothing will happen to you. I don't know. They do a training exercise when you're getting certified, and it's called CISA. And when you're coming up, even though you don't want to, you have to blow out all the air in your lungs. Otherwise, your lungs will explode. So for that reason, unless I get stupidly famous and stupidly rich, and can buy a submarine, because I would love to have a submarine with it. Can you imagine me and my bulldog in a big bubble of a submarine? And if I had that kind of money, I'd put a little torpedo on it so I can just go down there and look for halibut and shoot them like a video game. Have a claw come out and grab them. I mean, that would just be next level. So yes, she will be. I will free dive with her. I do this. We do this. I do these trips with my buddies, and I did it with my own kids, and we just took them on the boats, even when they weren't certified, and they just help. They get to fish, they get to see nature. They're disconnected from their cell phones for 3 to 4 days, and then they surf. You can surf on those trips. You can put a wetsuit on and free dive, and they all did it. I've watched many of my friends do this, single dads. And then when they're 10, they can start the scuba discovery, and then 12 they can be certified. And if I would have started at 12 instead of, I think I was 32 or whatever it was, 30, somewhere in there. Can you imagine? All this is what I've become diving. These are all mine. I can't sell them. I give them away. The bigger ones I don't really give away. Now everybody wants me to taxidermy their lobsters, and I love it because A, I can make money from it. B, it gives me content. I'm the only guy that turned them into hamburgers. Now I can have them on 4th of July and not have to worry the game wardens watching and coming back over here, right? And saying, hey. I'm going to get to... Is that rain? Holy Toledo, it's pouring. Do you hear the rain? The rain and wind are coming. Yo, JC. Hang on, I was just listening. JC. Yeah, I'll text you later, JC. You just got here. I'm not going to repeat this story, but Penelope survived. Penelope, Jesus, I'm calling her the wrong kid name. I'm just like my parents, 3 kids. Deckhand Dolly survived. She's a warrior. I did not have hashtag great parenting today. I'm sorry, I didn't. And, but that's okay. We're just going to move on. So let's keep going with what I did. So Friday, I drive down to San Diego. Boom. I listened to Dave's show. I hear a new guy that I had no idea existed. Bob told me about him. And everybody was texting me, oh my God, Mikey's going to be on Dave's show. I'm like, who's Mikey? He's just he's not a young kid. I think he's young. He's young to me. And he kayak fishes, but not kayak fishes. He goes out where you shouldn't go with a kayak, and his kayak's on steroids. It's got a motor on it. So I listen to Dave's show, and then I click over and I subscribe. And I didn't know his videos are 1 hour and something long. I'm like, huh? And I'm looking at the views that he gets. If you can have anybody with that kind of retention in this business of social media, it's 10 seconds or less is what they want. Because that's all people watch. It's crazy. Now, I've done this for 25 years. I never got traction. Why? I was my own worst enemy. I cussed. I used music. When Justin was playing music, I think he was playing Metallica with the puppies instead of that cute puppy dog music. I'm like, how's he getting away with this on Facebook? Well, he effed around and he found out. So anyway, I had another show. I got down to San Diego. I had to do a lot of stops. She's a puppy. So, and I'm not pulling over at the rest stops. That's Parvo Nation to me. Everybody traveling with dogs lets their dogs there. That's what they say. If they ingest Parvo from I think it's fecal matter or licking the grass or whatever, that's when they get it. So I'm like, all right. I just won't go there. I'll just pull off to where there's nature, get off on an off ramp where there's no houses. That's what I would do. So we did that. I listened to Mikey's his YouTube. Pulled up, saw my friend that I haven't seen. We grew up together, and he lives 4 miles away from my house that I grew up in San Diego, El Cajon. And hung out with him. He has a dog that he saved from Tijuana. Told me they electrocute dogs over there instead of euthanizing them. That's how they just do it. They just go around electrocuting dogs because there's so many stray dogs. I'm like, huh? Anyway, this one fit in with that one perfectly. They ran around all night. Got really tired for about 3 hours. I had a couple beers. I was in bed in my camper in his driveway. Compliments the brewery by 10, 11. Compliments the brewery. Then from there I woke up and I said, you know, I'm only 4 miles away from the house I grew up in. Let me ride over there. Went over there. And lo and behold, my next door neighbor was visiting his dad and mom. They're still alive. Which isn't uncommon. I mean, I guess a lot of people have parents that are alive. My mom's still alive, so I guess, yeah, okay. Anyway, their house still looks as if it hadn't even gotten painted. So I look at the dude in the drive. I'm like, hey, are you him? He goes, yeah, are you him? We called each other our names. I said, yeah. Started talking to him, but I said, hey, listen, I gotta leave. Because my nephew, who's building my new Lingcod shoes, had to go to work at 9:15. I'm like, man, I would hang out with you guys. I said, I gotta go. So I drove over to my nephew. He was out jogging. He's a young man trying to impress the women. And I'm like, hey, Amir, can we do this? He says, yes. He says, when do you need them by? And I said, I need them quick as possible. I mean, this is going to be gold money. I mean, these lobster edition Air Force One of ones, people go nuts over. Now, can you imagine unstitched? We bought him a cobbler machine. I don't know what that is. It has to do with shoes, taking off the soles and restitching everything back together, that kind of thing. These shoes are going to be next level because that's what I do. I dream big and then I find people that know how to do these kind of things. He goes, hey, I'm going to be in a fashion show for his shoes and clothing. And I said, oh, when's that? June. Is it, can they be done by June? I'll go to the fashion show with you and I'll rock these things. And he says, absolutely. So I gave him the leather, left, went down to Mission Beach, set up for the day. I love Mission Beach. My arm's tired. I'm sorry. Can you just put your head down? Bulldog's all hot and sweaty. And Went down to Mission Beach, let her run around down there. Went up and talked to a whole bunch of guys, young men that were fishing on the jetty right there. And I asked them what they're fishing for, and they said halibut. I'm like, are you guys catch them all the time? They said, yeah. I'm like, okay. And then I saw another group that was teaching scuba diving on the bay side. At Mission Beach, you have Mission Beach and Mission Bay right next to each other. So I went up to the instructor, and I'm like, hey, what's the visibility? He goes, oh, it's terrible. But these, scheduled classes. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't go diving. I was gonna go kill a halibut. That was my dream. Let's start the halibut season down in San Diego. That didn't work out. So me and her just, I have a luxury camper on the back of my truck. It's got everything you need. It's got a bathroom, it's got a shower, it's got a queen size bed, it's got everything in it, a TV, a little place where you can work if you want to. It's got a table. So we just hung out for the afternoon. At 1 o'clock, my buddy Captain Ian was having his second daughter's first birthday party. Now, I'm not a guy that likes to go to kid parties. But these people are raising their kids right, with respect, manners. They're young. Do you all remember what it's like to have kids that young? Your life gets taken away, guys. I'm telling you right now. You being able to just go out with a bar with your buddies, or go out fishing with your buddies, or go do whatever you want at your own time. It all now rotates around kids' schedules, parties. Me and him were supposed to go diving, and he couldn't go diving. I'm like, hey, listen, I know she won't even remember her first birthday party, but I'll show up there. And lo and behold, I show up, and this is PB. There's no parking in front of his house. I got a camper on, so it's not like I could just parallel park real quick, right? And there was two people that left in the same spot right in front of his house. So now I was able to have my camper there, take Dolly in, let her hang out with the kids for a minute, take her back to the camper. She made a fort up in my bed up there. Like, I had down blankets and pillows, and I came in there, and she was like just sprawled out, but she made a total fort out of it. She does what my son Oliver did, my biggest bulldog, my oldest bulldog. She like scratches, and she turns. It takes her 5 minutes to get comfortable, ready to go to bed. It's incredible to watch. I'll film it for you guys. Be a good video. Fast forward it, of course, 10 seconds. I'm not on Mikey's level. I mean, man. And so I'd take her in. Take her in for an hour. She would go and take all the toys from the kids. They had plastic dinosaurs. Grab them and run under. There was a car parked in the backyard behind a fence, his camper. And get underneath there. And the kids are all, give me my toy back, And she knew right where to go. That's why I thought today she was up under her bed or something with like one of my flip-flops or whatever she shouldn't have. This one knows. She knows. And we just hung out. I hung out for 5 hours at a 1-year-old party. And my buddy showed me his first spear gun that he made with his brother-in-law. And we started geeking out. We're going to take his brother-in-law. He's a certified scuba diver. He's never shot anything. He's going to shoot his first halibut. But my new gun, the only gun you're going to see me kill, is going to be these guys' gun. They haven't come up with a name yet. I like the name they came up with, but I don't know if it's going to stick. I said, hey, you guys, what's your initial? What's your initial? And it's D and an I, right? And I'm like, okay, just do DI. I mean, well, and then homie here said DIS. And that's their initials in spear gun, right? And then, this guy's so crafty, this guy building my gun, Ian's brother-in-law, you know what he said? This ain't your spear gun. This. D-I-S. This ain't your spear gun. I'm like, boom. I don't know why you guys just don't market that right now. Set up a website. Let's go. And I bring this 200-pound halibut skin out that I leathered up. And we're going to put pinstriping down the middle of it. We don't know if it's going to work. Well, I know it's going to work because whatever I do 100%, and I don't even have to do it. I've just made the right connections in life. Me and Ian are bros. He stepped on the boat with one of the most famous captains out there on the dive boats. Captain Graham, golden boy. I have video after video of me and Captain Graham. Hang on, he's saying something about his dad's spear gun. Let me, please do not fall off the table. No way. Where, Anthony, maybe I should know where you live. Where do you live? Are you have a different name. Maybe that's a Facebook name. Are you my boy, Anthony? The guy who did the... No, his name's different. Anyway, let me carry on. It could be Anthony. Anthony, 1970. That's when I was born, Anthony. This is just meant to be. I was born in 1970 on July 13th. You know who got shot on July 13th this year? On my birthday? Trump. Perfect. My God, yes. Well, do you drink or are you recovering? I don't want to offer a beer if you don't drink. But let's have a beer together. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Anyway, let me keep going. Sorry. See, this is my life. This is how crazy this is. Ever since I've turned on this mic and met real people, the one thing I'm good at, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at English, I'm not good at spelling. I'm terrible at all that, let's just say. I didn't even make it through high school. The one thing I'm good at is reading people. Knowing if you're a true person. And there's a lot of fake people out there, and I still can get scammed. I mean, my God. I'm not the guy you want to scam. I'm not tough anymore, but I don't put up with BS. I never have and never will. As you get older, I'm growing up. Bob was right when he's saying, I'm going up there in 2 weeks. Next weekend I'm going up and I'm doing a whole bunch of videos of abalone on top of each other on our northern coast. Hopefully the weather will change and it'll be perfect next weekend. Right now it is terrible. And then I'm going to go in there and they let you show videos. I've watched it before. Cue the video. And I'm going to look at Eric. Eric is the face behind us not having abalone. It's back like it's never been. They're on top of each other out there. And he wants to do 10 more years of research. No funding for it. They don't have it. Guys were calling in crying, just like they were on for that sand fish. I'm sorry, sand bass. I apologize. And he just smirked and said, I'm a diver. You can go down and look at them. You just can't take them. And that leads me to the return when I was coming home. So let me finish with Captain Ian and his brother-in-law. They're making me a custom spear gun. That's the only spear guns I'm going to use. Not only is he's making it for every fish you want to shoot. So I know a lot of you guys are fishermen and you don't shoot fish, you catch them. There's a different spear gun. Compliments the brewery. Dang it. There are different spear guns. You got the Hawaiian slings. You got the ones with reels on them. You got the metal techs is what I use. The Rife metal techs. They stay on the bottom, so when you shoot a fish and a shark or a sea lion comes in, you still have something to defend yourself. You're gonna need it. It does happen. I'm not making that up. And it's gonna be out of wood. This one is gonna be for my friend Star. It's her 200-pound halibut. I got to go up to Alaska and experience that day with you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to August. Watch my shorts in August. We ate the tongue of a 204-pound halibut. Most delicious meal I've ever had. You can't pay for something like that. Now, this gun's gonna have that skin in it and the eyeballs. Yeah, I said the eyeballs. And if we can, I would like to. I had some spine from it. Right? If you think lobster was my thing, halibut's my #1 other fish. But I'm not stopping there. My next shoes that after my halibut shoes and after my lingcod shoes, my most prized possession. It's the most gorgeous skin I've seen underwater. Leopard shark. I will be using a float line. I don't have any around. It's packed away. Float line and a buoy. And I'm going to get away from that shark because I don't know what's going to happen. It's over 7 foot long. I've seen it. I think that's a world record. It's going to make a lot of people upset. But how upset can you be when I eat everything or I give it away? If I can't eat it and I can't feed it to my dogs, which they eat, this dog's going to eat it. This is Deckhand Dolly. We make our own dog food. We don't trust what comes from China. Sorry. Halibut? These dogs love halibut. They lick them. They get all slimed up. She's going to have more slime on her from Oh, no. Good morning. And you just need an arm to put your big head on. Okay. This dog is going to be just insanely fun for 2 years. Probably 4. Justin's boy dog, her dad, is still very active. The mom's very active. Justin isn't a breeder. And these colors are the rarest colors I've ever seen. I mean, you're lucky people don't hunt you because you would be prized possession. Calm down. It's okay. Nobody's going to hunt you. Nobody's going to hunt you. I'll protect you. And this is my new dive buddy. Anthony, can you message me privately so we can have a conversation after? So I would love to talk to you. I believe we're Facebook friends, correct? I believe we are. I'm sorry I haven't been able to read your comments, but I kind of have, and I glance over there, and I thank you for commenting. It does the algorithm thing. But this is my new career. I don't want to retire in life. Guys my age that retire, I've seen it. They do all this hard work. They raise their kids. They put them through college. Some of them still talk to their kids. Other kids call their parents narcissists because they cut them off and don't allow them to act like idiots and sit in their rooms and play video games until they're 40 years old. There's nothing wrong with playing video games. I play them. But my mommy doesn't pay my bills, and neither does my daddy. Daddy's dead. I outlived my daddy. My daddy was 53. I'm 54. Borrowed time. Everything I do from now on for the rest of my life is borrowed time in my brain, and that means I'm a champion. Me doing the weekend I had last weekend, champion status. Me making the relationships with Captain Ian, and then who knew that now he's going to make spear guns. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't care. Our friendship's going to stay the same. We're not getting into business together. That's the worst thing you can do. Am I going to help promote him? Absolutely. Do I get something out of it? You'll never know. Or you will. I don't care. Who am I arguing with? The air. You know what happened to me today? Higher power, karma, whatever the hell you want to call it, save this one. Me and my wife have a different approach, and it's between me and my wife. But there's a higher power that let this thing live today. It was against all odds what happened. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. We only got 4 more minutes. I'll go a little bit over, but not much. So, I do this little party with the kids. I even ate cake. I don't eat cake, but I ate cake. It was delicious. Then I think she's 3 or 4, his daughter just kept grabbing my finger. And I don't know if you've been a dad and those little tiny hands when they grab your finger and they drag you around. As I was leaving, she goes, "Hey, will you go to church with me and Grandma tomorrow?" Huh? Church? Oh, holy Toledo, little girl. Listen. Now, I already knew I wasn't going to be in town. I was going to do, it depends how tired I was. But I just said, no, not this time. I will go to church with this little girl. Sure I will. Well, I can go to her little Sunday school class and sit there in those little chairs and say hi to everybody. Dolly has to come, church people. Sorry. It's a PTS dog. I always laughed at those people. But you put something like this in your hands, and somebody that I mean, it depends who you're asking, but people believe that I'm I don't think okay, there's a couple people that think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm passionate. Good evening, Lisa. Lisa, whoa. You got to go back and watch. Deckhand Dolly almost died today, and Deckhand Dolly got herself out of a situation that she should have died today. She fell in the pond. I'll get you caught up. But hang on. Let me go on with this story. So, I leave the party. Maybe I will go to church with his daughter and his mom. And then I left his house. And I'm going to meet up with JC, a guy I met through your saltwater guide. He's part of the family. And he knows how to do grunion. Now, for me, grunion, back in the day when I was in high school, we played this thing called over the line. It's like softball, but you play in the sand. And then you play in the heat. And then you drink a whole bunch of beer. Maybe you don't drink. I did. I know, I was in high school. Illegal. Okay. Had a fake ID from El Cajon Boulevard. So I can go to Tijuana every night. Anyway, I digress. I wasn't very good at grunion, and you don't even have to be good. I don't even know how stupid I was, because They're all on the beach just rolling around. I tried catching one with my mouth. JC's sitting there trying to film. I have Dolly in one hand, and she's not going to touch the sand. It's called Dog Beach down there. Dog Beach is, to me, just parvo area. And I'm trying to catch these. They're having sex in the sand. That's what they do, these grunions. They just have orgies, right? They're just all banging each other. They pop their head out, and they're just looking at you, and you're looking at it. And I'm down on my hands and knees. And JC's like, wave's coming! Now, he had his waders on. I had my waders on, and I had my boat shoes. You have to have the waders that are all the way up. Otherwise, I walked back. I had so much wet sand everywhere. Luckily, I have a camper with an outside shower. Oh, thank you, Bob, for filling her in. You guys keep talking. Thank you. I will say this, Lisa. Me and my wife, I play it off that it's not a big deal, but man, she was washing her and she was just like crying, and I was like, oh, for me to see my wife cry, I don't like that. And I knew, I thought I took the whole burden. We both did. We're both like, because she goes, I thought she was with you. Okay. She's here. She survived all by herself. She got herself out of a situation. She's a third child. She's like me. Do you know how many times I should have died? Matter of fact, my mom couldn't afford, when my dad left, she couldn't afford a health insurance for me. But she never gave up on my life insurance so she could bury me. Those are facts. That's how I don't know. I'm just meant to be here. I'm meant to be a superstar. And in my brain, that's how I live. And if that's wrong, okay. That's wrong. That's everybody else's problem. It's not mine. Anyway. So back to, I leave the party. We take a whole bunch of pictures with the spear gun. We're standing there, me, my buddy, and his brother-in-law, who's making the spear guns together. And we're taking a picture in front of fish painting. His wife, Corey, she used to be the cook on the dive boat, takes fish prints. She paints fish when they come up. They're beautiful. And that's where I got the idea to take that fish print of that 200-pound halibut, or Star did. Sorry, me and Star did. And that's why I have that beautiful thing hanging up right there. Anyway, back to the story. So I leave. Now I'm at 4 miles away at Dog Beach and Mission Beach. JC said I can give out the location. It's the first time he went there. And what do I see? Exactly what Dave and everybody's saying. I see people out there having bonfire with their kids, cooking hot dogs and hamburgers, and then at 10:05, it starts. Now me, I'm discombobulated because JC got there, and I should have been ready, and I was getting my GoPro ready, I was getting my little girl ready. She was in a kennel. I'm not going to let her touch the sand. Remember Parvo. I'm trying to get her outfit on. She had a down jacket on, but it was a little too big for her. I put it on her. Cute little thing, pink. And she got the collar and just kept biting it and shaking it. It's the cutest thing. I got video of that too in the camper. So I took that off and got my flashlights, and we went down to the beach. And immediately, he's like, there they are. I'm like, what? And you just see them flopping all around. Just little shine the light. There was a scout that came up. He goes, don't go after that one. I'm like, why? So that's a scout. You've listened to the show. Oh, yeah. Just hang out for 5 minutes. Watch. They're coming. Meanwhile, we're hanging out, and some dude comes up and starts talking to JC. I'm like, yeah, look at this guy getting in on my action. That's my boy, JC. He goes, hey. JC goes, hey, this is Andrew. He's a member of Saltwater Guide. Automatically, I'm like, hey, bro, fist pump. Thank you. Different kind of person. I don't even have to I don't have to even read the person's body language or who they are or any of that. It filters all that out, just being friends with these people. And they start talking, and I'm preparing her. And this dude, Andrew, it's at 10:01, he had his limits. He said they're down the beach, they're everywhere. I'm like, the scout just came here. And he was going to put his 30 in the car and then going to go take a whole bunch of video for Dave, a minute video, and send it to him. He goes, now I'm just going to go take videos. Now, there was a lot of people there just to watch. There was 2 ladies on the beach, and they didn't have buckets, or I brought my lobster bag, okay? Why buy a bucket when I have a lobster bag? I got 10 lobster bags. Now I'm out there with my dive helmet on. Got the flashlight on it. You'll see it in the video. I look like the biggest dork out there. Cheers, Andrew, for accepting me to be a friend. I saw him on Dave's show today on the comments. And I'm like, oh, that's Andrew. Now I have a face with a name. And my goal is if it would have been calm weather, and this is going to happen, is you can get 30, what are those things, grunions, in one minute. I mean, it's not hard at all. The waves were pumping. I would have gotten a halibut or 2 or 4 earlier if it was good visibility. I'm hooked up with people that know the area and know where the fish are. And I know what I'm doing when I'm in the water. All those skins right there. Where am I? Right there. Right above the next sign. Where's the next sign? Up there. That's 86 skins from halibut. Leather. That's how good I am. 900 pounds. I'm doubling it this year. That means I have to give a lot of halibut away. No trading, no bargaining. I'm under investigation all the time because that's how good I am. Compliments to the brewery. And my goal next time is to get my 30 and then get in the water and shoot my halibut. There's huge halibut right there. Halibut follow easy food. It's like a fat kid in a candy. It's like remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the old one? I don't know what the new one was, but they had the Oompa Loompas, and then they had the fat kid that pushed his way up and pushed people around just to get his candy bar. He had a real rich dad. That's what a halibut is. They go right where the food is. Now, I know the water's scary, especially at night. But halibut lose their camouflage at night, guys. I'm telling you right now. And I learned this from freedivers. Because in the daytime, you're looking for a halibut and you have to look for that stupid eyeball or the tail. You're just going to swim over them most of the time if you don't know what you're looking at. People ask me to take them and show them, and once I show them, then they just become more dominant than me in the ocean. It's stupid. But at night, the sand stays white, and they turn black. Well, dark gray, but black. Now, you do have to train your eyes by not looking at a flashlight or anything else while you're putting your wetsuit on and be in a very dark place for 15 minutes. And then you use a flashlight that has a red lens on it or a green lens. Don't get in the water if you're afraid of sharks. They're out there. They eat halibut. So if the halibut came to eat that, chances are there's a shark to eat those. Don't worry, sharks ain't going to eat you, or they will. I don't know. How are you going to live life scared? I don't know. I don't have that. And you know what? I've lived past my dad, so I don't have a fear of dying. It doesn't matter. This is borrowed time. Congratulations to me. Let me have another beer. All right, Dolly. You survived, not drowning. Do not fall off the table. Just gonna grab a beer. Don't worry, I'm watching. Hashtag great parenting. Uh-oh. It's okay, little girl. It's okay. It's okay. No. Just lay back there. We're almost done. We're almost done. I promise. Then we'll eat, okay? I know, you want to eat. Oh. Oh, that burp stunk. Oh, it smells like pond. Oh, my. Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh, you got the hiccups. Aren't you cute? Don't worry, she has nothing in her lungs. I know this for a fact. Here you go. Just give me a couple more minutes, okay? And then we'll eat, and then you go play with your brother and sister. Sister and her are best friends now. Her sister was so protective of her all day long because of this event. I was wondering, I even had a talk with her sister. It's a 3-year-old bulldog. It's a 21-year-old bulldog. And I said, listen. I sat down with her and her brother. I have a 4-year-old bulldog too, male bulldog. I said, are you guys mean to her because she doesn't have papers? I mean, I met both her parents. They're bulldogs. She's a bulldog. Like, what is this? They get set in their ways. They don't like change. This one just wants to party. This one also wants to live. And she survived today. Thank you. God, that would have been tragic for me and your mom. All right, let me finish the story, and then tomorrow you can watch it in 1 minute, what I just said. And then that will be done, and I'm going next weekend up to the North Coast to show you guys abalone, how that's thriving. And then the next week, I'm going to be there with my people behind me watching. I'm going to control myself. I'm going to not use emotion, just like Bob said. Bob was a famous detective from New York. My dad knew no emotions. When in business, I know how to turn off emotions. If you want to be successful, you can't be upset about anybody or anything, and even when people are out to get you. Oh, big stretchies. You need to... Yeah, you're ready to eat, huh? Maybe go to the potty? All right, let me just... Can I finish the story? I'm almost done. Didn't even open the second beer. Here, let me get you a chew toy. There you go. Oh my goodness, how about that? All right, so I leave the house. I'm at the beach. I'm watching everything. I'm watching families hang out at 10:30 at night. Me and JC, I mean, it was over in 20 minutes. The whole thing was done in 20 minutes. And, oh, look at her. Oh, gosh. What a, melt my heart. Okay, so I get back to my truck. I take all my sandy, wet stuff off. JC already left. He's got to drive back 45 minutes to his family. I thought I had 30. I had 27. Everybody, there's a couple people on the internet saying, hey, they have a lot of toxins in them, this and that. I'm not using them to eat. I'm not feeding them to my bulldog, not this round. You got to understand, in July, I have to find out if it's legal. This dog right here is going to fetch 30 grunion. I know you can't use nets. I know you can you use a specially trained bulldog? And if you can't, then man, that's a dumb rule, but okay, we'll abide by the rules. But she's definitely going to run on the sand. Now she's already eaten, and so did I, caviar from them. Because as you grab them, if they have eggs in them, or sperm, whatever one you grab, it squirts. Grab them. Now you're not allowed to grab them when they're in the orgy pool, but you can grab them before they get there or on their way back. Waves will come, so just know that. And this dog is going to be running up and down the beach with a leash on. I know, dog beach, you have to have a leash on. It'll be one of those ones with the retractors. Run 100 feet. Hey, tell me you're a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Look at these ears. Look at these ears. You ready to catch grunion? Now she does love lobsters. I'm not going to say how because lobsters are out of season and nobody touched any lobsters. Nobody harassed lobsters. But I know she loves lobsters. She's definitely going to love the sharks when I come up. The thresher shark I'm going to catch. I'm going to go back down and I'm going to do an open party with Justin. And we're going to get ourselves a thresher shark. But I'm going to catch it this time. Because remember, kids first, then women. No, I'm not a woman. I don't identify as a woman. My pronouns are him and him. And she's going to get her first thresher shark and lick the blood off it. I'm sorry if that's disturbing to you. She's also going to eat the meat because I'm going to put it in her and my other bulldogs. We make their food. The adventures we're about to have and almost lost today because of my terrible parenting, I guess. I'm not going to beat myself up. This was meant to be in my life. Everything I do in life just seems to come easy to me. I don't pop pills because I'm depressed. I don't pop pills to sleep. Sure, I take an edible and I drink a couple beers. Okay. God, nobody's perfect. But if you don't grow and learn through your whole life, I'm 54. Most 54-year-olds will tell you they know everything and done everything and you can't tell them anything different. I'm a sponge. After 50, after my success with lobsters, this isn't new. I got 24 years, 25 years of videos on this. Am I perfecting my craft? Absolutely. Who knew I'd meet Justin and his beautiful family? Who knew I'd meet Bob? Who knew I'd meet Dave? Dave showed up. We caught a thresher shark and we did hoop netting. I haven't even gotten to those videos yet, guys. I do have a blessed life. And Yes, Bob. Yes, there's a lot of love in this house for anybody and everybody that wants to be normal. What I mean by being normal is just no hate. She's ready to eat.
She's gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, she does. Are you watching?
No.
Oh, Penelope? Oh, well, I'm going to leave her up there so she can pee in peace. Right? Oh, no, there's a big sister. Hang on. Maybe she'll come over and this is what I want to do with Penelope, but she's just a mental case. She sees another dog and she's ready to fight. It's the most bizarre thing out there. Anyway, real quick, we've gone over 20 minutes. Jeez, I'm not supposed to do that. We have new stainless steel Seawolf drink cups. Check them out on the website. They're not up there yet, but they will be. I have all different colors. I have a yellow. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have a white. And I have a purple. If it tickles your fancy, $39.99. Oh, let's get you out of the picture. Jeez, you're the star. Move you over just a little bit. This way. There you go. You ready to go potty and eat? All right. So, let me just finish real quick. Let me wrap this up. Seawolf13.net if you would like to purchase hoodies, sweats, or tees. Listen, Deckhand Dolly apparel's coming. But let me just finish real quick. So now I'm driving back. And I'm like, okay, let me just get through LA, hit the Grapevine. There's a rest stop there. I'll just sleep there. I got to get there before 2 o'clock because then the drunks are out. And I don't want to be driving my big truck with a camper and trying to maneuver around the drunks. I get there at 1:30. Park. Have a cocktail. Me and Dolly talk for a minute. Started watching videos and then dozed off. 7:30 comes around. Boom, I'm ready to be up. Listen, I went to the Liberal Juice, Starbucks. Got myself one of those sausage egg things. Told them to open face it. That means they open it up so it cooks right. Otherwise it's frozen in the middle. I drink my skinny vanilla latte. It didn't change me, so I listen. I know it changes a lot of people, that Liberal Juice. No, nobody came out here.
Okay.
She'll run out there. Go on. Good girl. Go potty. And then I start driving back and I just start watching YouTube. I don't watch it. I'm driving, okay? No texting, no watching. I listen. And my algorithm is, well, it's Fox News. So I hear on the Fox, right, news, I hear Carol from the Commissioner Board of California. I'm like, why is she making national news? And apparently she wants to take on Elon Musk and say no more of his satellites being put up here because the sound of when they're released and they hit the atmosphere and the sound barrier. It's kind of cool to hear. I've been on the dive boats. I've watched it. It's beautiful. They never had a problem with it until now. Oh, okay. Now it's affecting all the animals here in California. Snakes. Snakes don't have ears, but they said snakes. They did. That's what I asked Justin. Do snakes have ears? I want to confirm. Yeah. I don't just get my news there. Now I'm excited and I'm driving. I pull off. Now I go to CNN. I gotta listen. I punch in the same thing on CNN. Absolutely. Carol's some puppet for whoever. It's not Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is doing podcasts. He says he's changed, but nothing has changed here in California. It's the same. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you're into global warming, maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're into lithium batteries. I just know I can't dive into my area, but I'm still going to dive in it. I got 20 years of a career at this. If I die during that time, then that's what I do. I mean, well, what are you going to do? You're just not going to live? Gosh darn, my daughter just fell into a pond today and survived. Now, our government here in California says everything's okay here in Moss Landing. Cheers, commissioners. Carol. I know you're a slow human being. And Bob, I know. No emotion there when I'm talking to him. But this is my show, so I can say it. Hopefully you're watching, Carol. Because here's some advice for you. And I want you to hear this, Carol. And Eric. And Melissa. And the doctor, biologist that's there. Your California Fish and Game is a federally funded, follow me, Carol, that doesn't know what a coyote is. She's in charge of it. They've released wolves in Northern California. Yeah. There's going to be a human eaten by a wolf soon. Mark my words. But who cares about that? Let's move on to Carol. Carol wants to take on the person that's paying her. For 4 years, Carol, you're federally funded. But she's going to fight for the 10% of people that think lithium batteries the way to go. Drill, baby, drill. EPA? Hey, listen, I even have liberal friends that are very upset with Gavin Newsom because the EPA is down. Gas is going down. I know it went up on the water, and it's still very high in California. We're still at 5. Yeah, on Highway 5 on the way back home. Last time I did a trip down there 2 weeks ago, it was 7. Now it's down to 4.50 if you go to the right places. You go over the state line. Everywhere else, except for liberal, like New York and stuff, it's $2 to $3. Sure, it gets refined here and shipped there. So you got to understand, that's why the cost should be so low over there and more here. There's no more special blends you have to put in. Here, she's ready to go. I think she has to go potty.
Go potty.
Come here, little girl. Come here. Come here. Can I give you a hug? Can I show you what a hero big sister you were? Come here. Can you come see Daddy? Yeah, okay. EPA's down. No more smog checks here. I don't know. We're opening a refinery after being closed since the 1970s. Here's the thing. If you don't drill oil, it'll naturally come out of the surface. Sometimes I've gone across from Santa Barbara to the Santa Cruz Island, and the whole channel is full of oil because they stopped drilling smart. They don't talk about it. When you bring your boats back, they're just all oiled up. You could smell it. You could see it. For some reason, some people are still stuck on that. Eric's one of them. That's the reason he even slipped and said it. And then he tried to unsay it. I got you on film, Eric. Don't worry. I'm going to put it out there. I'm coming. You're going to have to play whatever I put behind me. Eric, I'm also going to show me diving this weekend for abalone, but not touching them. Maybe I'll feed them with kelp. I'll show you they're stacked on top of each other. No, here, Gavin Newsom. They're stacked on top of each other. I wish I had bulletproof hair. I wish I had a $9.6 million house and only making $250,000. That doesn't make you go, hmm? Oh, that's right. Republicans are all about the one percenters, giving them, no, they're about middle class. I'm middle class. Don't cuss. Is that her?
Yes.
All right, let me help you. All right, you guys all have a great night. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you found this interesting. More to come. Tomorrow there will be a video out on exactly what I said for an hour and 2 hours in 1 minute form. You all have a great night.